I went from looking like this to looking like this after spending 5 years of going to the gym. And honestly, I think that if I knew what I knew now, I could have done this a lot quicker if I had the information I had now. The problem is that I spent way too much time looking into the fitness industry and the videos that were put together by bodybuilders who were taking gear and steroids, and their advice would not translate into natural bodybuilders and was mostly just to help people who were also taking steroids. And I bought into this, training 6 days a week, eating every 3 hours a day, and it actually really started to set me back in my progress. And I found that just recently, when I've come across some new information, my progress has really started to take off. So in this video, I'm going to go over exactly what I wish I knew when I started lifting so that you can achieve this physique in half the time it took me. So my first point is that you do not need to be working out 6 days a week. This is way too much volume, especially if you're a natural bodybuilder. The reason why this doesn't work is because you're not giving your body anywhere near enough time to recover. So your central nervous system, which is essentially your brain and spinal cord, which is going to send nerve impulses into your muscles to activate your muscle fibers. If you're consistently working out on back-to-back days and you're not giving your body at least 48 hours to recover before going and hitting a subsequent workout, then you're going to be so fatigued and your nervous system will get fatigued. This means that your body's ability to recruit these muscle fibers will be hindered and your strength is going to be compromised. So this is why working out 2-3 days in a row, doing 6 days per week, or even 5-6 days in a row, like people advertise online, is not going to help you at all. It's just far too much volume for your system to handle, and you are not respecting your recovery. Because you do not build muscle in the gym, you build muscle outside of the gym when you're resting and recovering. So this is why this is just too much volume. It is not going to help you, and if you can really cut this in half to 3 days per week, you're going to see your strength improve and your gains are going to go up massively as well. So the next key point, which I wish I knew, is to prioritize your strength. So your strength is literally the only metric that truly matters. If your strength is going up, then you're making progress. It's that simple. So the idea here is that you should be looking to progressively overload every single week that you go to the gym. So for example, if you hit 100 kg bench press for 6 reps last week, you either want to be doing the same weight for 7 reps, or you want to be increasing the weight 2.5 to 5 kgs. It's probably unrealistic, but 2.5 kgs, and then hitting the same rep range. If you're doing this, then the amount of stress that your muscles are under has gone up, and your strength has therefore gone up. So if you can improve strength and aesthetics and muscle building, these literally go hand in hand. If you're not making strength gains, you're not building more muscles. It's that simple. So I highly recommend going to the gym with progressive overload in mind. You should be constantly looking at improving the amount of stress your muscles are under and increasing your strength. So building on this point, every single one of you, when you're going to the gym, you should be tracking your lifts. This is absolutely crucial. If you're not doing this, you're just going through the motions and you're just there showing up and there to get a pump on, but you're not actually going to get the result that you want from doing this. A lot of it is because you're just guessing, and if you're not tracking, you're not ensuring that the stimulus your muscles are getting is going to be increasing. And you need the stimulus to increase to cause that stress on the muscle, which is going to force your body to adapt. So I therefore highly recommend that you keep a journal where you track your lifts each and every week and you write down the reps you did on each exercise and then the weights you did on each exercise. Or you could either track this on your phone, on notes, and just make sure that you are consistently making these gains in the gym. So just track where your strength is this week, and then next week try and beat that and progressively keep tracking. Now, it's important to note that for you to make this optimal, you need to be keeping the exercises the same every single 3 to 4 months. If you're continually changing up the exercises you're doing, then it's really difficult to actually track progressive overload and ensure that your strength is increasing. So I highly recommend that you keep to the same exercises, give them enough time to actually progressively overload on them, and when you feel like you're getting to adapt to the same exercise or you're getting fatigued, then you can change it up. But it's really important to make sure that as the stress increases on your muscles are forced to adapt. And for you to make sure that you're increasing the stress, you need to be tracking. So the next point is really, really crucial. This is where I went wrong for years. It's intensity over volume. So research has shown that 3 sets per muscle group is literally about 90 to 95% of the total stimulus you can get on a muscle group. So I made the mistake of thinking for years that you needed more and more volume. And the reality is that anything past this point, you're just adding on more fatigue to very, very little benefit. And adding on more fatigue is just going to reduce your strength in subsequent exercises and workouts, which is therefore going to hinder your recovery and mean your ability to come back stronger is going to be severely compromised. So it's actually really important that instead of adding in junk volume and thinking you need more, is to actually cut down on the volume and instead increase the intensity. So I highly recommend that you go really intense for 2 to 3 sets per exercise and drop the volume down. This is really going to give you the stimulus that your muscles need while also managing and reducing the amount of fatigue that's going to build up in your body. This is the absolute key to getting stronger over time. It's by getting the stimulus and then getting out of the gym without inducing too much fatigue, which is going to hinder your recovery. So if you can really manage this, 2 to 3 sets per muscle group each time you go to the gym, this is really going to help create that sweet spot where you're getting everything you need and you're not having any of the downsides. So the final point, which is another thing that I got wrong for years, is to do with reps. So I found that the 5 to 10 rep range is absolutely perfect and that you should be aiming to progressively overload in this range. If you're a little bit lower than this, you're not giving your body enough time to recruit enough muscle fibers to create that tear. So if you're training below 5 reps, it's more to just increase your strength or to increase your body's ability to recruit these muscle fibers. However, when you start going above 10 reps, you're just chasing the pump. This is where you get the swelling into your muscles, which is called the pump. And the reality is that this does not lead to lasting long-term muscle growth. If you want your muscles to be a lot more dense and thicker, you need to be progressively overloading in the 6 to 10 rep range. So this is where you've got enough reps to recruit enough muscle fibers, but the weight is also high enough so that you can increase the mechanical tension and increase the strength, the stress that your muscles are under, which is going to force your body to adapt. So anything too high, you're going to have to drop the weight too low, and it's literally just going to lead to a swelling in your muscles where you get the blood flow into your muscles. But this has been shown that it does not actually correlate into long-term muscle growth. And your physique is going to look very flat if you have a week or two off the gym. So this is everything that I wish I knew when I started lifting. I hope this video helps you, and let me know what you think below in the comments.